Commander, the human diplomat has predator markings on her body. Kyeldra's voice cracked through the emergency channel, and Zilax felt his secondary heart skip. Repeat that. Visual confirmation, sir. Full dorsal surface covered with apex predator imagery. A tiger. Earth designation for solitary ambush hunter. Bite force exceeding 1,000 psi. She's marked herself with it. Permanently. Zilax stared at the security footage, his claws unconsciously extending. 40 years, tracking prey species across 12 systems, and he'd never seen this. Prey species didn't mark themselves with predator symbols. They hid, camouflaged, made themselves smaller. They certainly didn't permanently scar their bodies with images of creatures that could kill them. The human, Emma Johnson, civilian librarian according to the dossier, stood in the arrival bay, casually checking her communication device. Fragile frame, forward-facing eyes, minimal natural armor. Every physical indicator screamed prey species, but that marking. High Command is demanding an immediate threat assessment, Kyldra continued. The treaty negotiation starts in 30 minutes. If we've misclassified humans as harmless herbivores and they're actually... According to YouTube analytics, 99.6% of viewers are not subscribed. That's a huge number. By subscribing the channel that is completely free, you'll help support the channel and never miss fresh content. I know what it means. Zilax pulled up the Korthian threat matrix. 12 systems worth of hunting grounds, shared territorial rights, resource agreements. All negotiated under the assumption that humans were prey animals playing at civilization. Peaceful, harmless, safe. The tiger on Emma Johnson's back suggested otherwise. Rahil materialized on the secondary monitor, the xenobiologist's eye stalks quivering with academic excitement. Commander, I've been reviewing Earth's ecological data. This is fascinating. Humans display contradictory... How dangerous are they? Zilax interrupted. That's complicated. Their formal classification lists them as omnivorous persistence hunters with yes or no, Arhill. The xenobiologist's eye stalks drooped. I don't know, sir. The data contradicts itself. They build peaceful civilizations, create art, write poetry. But their evolutionary markers suggest apex predation, and their historical records document sophisticated warfare spanning millennia. They're paradoxical. Zilax watched Emma Johnson laugh at something on her device. Prey animals didn't laugh. They chittered. They squeaked. They made appeasement noises. Laughter was a social dominance behavior, shared among pack hunters after successful kills. Bring her to conference room 7, Zilax ordered. Underhill, stand by. I think we're about to discover which classification is correct. Emma Johnson entered the conference room like she owned it, and that was the first warning sign. Prey species made themselves small in unfamiliar territory. They hesitated at doorways, checked exits, positioned themselves near escape routes. Emma walked to the center of the room, pulled out a chair, and sat with her back to the door. Only predators sat with their backs to doors. Commander Zilax? She extended her hand, palm open. Another predator behavior, showing she was unarmed while simultaneously asserting social dominance through the expectation of physical contact. Emma Johnson, thanks for having me. Anyone want coffee? I brought some from Earth. Fair warning, it's strong enough to strip paint. Zilax remained standing, asserting his own dominance through height advantage. Ms. Johnson, welcome to Korthian Prime. I trust your journey was comfortable? Oh, sure. Spent most of it reading. She pulled out a data pad, downloaded this great book about persistence hunting techniques in pre-industrial societies. Fascinating stuff. Did you know humans used to chase prey for days until the animal literally died from exhaustion? We'd just jog after them, hour after hour, until their organs shut down from heat stroke. Then we'd eat them. Kyldra made a choking sound. Rahil's image flickered on the wall monitor, eye stalks rigid with alarm. Emma didn't notice. Anyway, should we start with the territorial boundaries? I've got the maps pulled up. Oh, and I brought pastries. They're venison-filled. That's deer meat. I hunted the deer myself last season. You hunt? The word came out strangled. Zilax's entire worldview was cracking with each casual revelation. Well, yeah. Most people back home do, or at least they fish. It's relaxing, you know. Get out in nature, track something for a few hours, bring home meat for the freezer. She bit into a pastry, showing omnivorous dentition, flat grinding surfaces in back, tearing incisors in front. These are from the 8-point buck I got in November. Clean shot at about 200 yards. He never knew what hit him. She said it the way someone might discuss gardening. Casual, pleasant, utterly devoid of the guilt or fear a prey species would display when discussing predation. Zilax sat down slowly. Ms. Johnson, I need to ask you about your marking. My what? She looked confused for a moment, then laughed. That sound again, the social bonding call of successful pack hunters. Oh, you mean my tattoo? Yeah, I got that last year. Cost a fortune, but totally worth it. You want to see it properly? Before anyone could respond, she stood and turned, lifting her shirt to reveal the full image. A massive tiger, rendered in stunning detail, muscles coiled mid-pounce, fangs bared, eyes locked in a predator's focused stare. It covered her entire back from shoulders to waist. Bengal tiger, Emma said proudly. Apex predator from Earth. They're endangered now, which is kind of our fault since we hunted most of them. But gorgeous animals, solitary hunters, ambush predators, bite force that can crush bone. I've loved tigers since I was a kid. You marked yourself with an apex predator, Zilax said slowly. Permanently, by choice. Well, yeah, it's art. Emma pulled her shirt down and sat again. Lots of humans have tattoos. My friend, Jessica has a wolf pack on her arm. My brother has a shark. My mom has a dragon. That's a mythological predator we invented because apparently real ones weren't scary enough. Rahil's voice crackled through the speakers. Ms. Johnson, I need to clarify something. You paid someone to repeatedly stab you thousands of times with needles containing pigment, enduring significant pain, to permanently mark your body with the image of a creature that could kill you? Yep, took 6 sessions, about 18 hours total. Hurt like hell, but I love it. She twisted to admire it over her shoulder. Thinking about getting a wolf pack on my thigh next. Wolves are awesome. Why? The question burst from Zilax before he could stop it. Why would you voluntarily mark yourself with predator imagery? Emma looked at him like he'd asked why water was wet. Because they're cool. Because they're beautiful, powerful, efficient hunters who survive through strength and intelligence? Because humans respect predators? Respect them, Kaeldra repeated faintly. You respect the creatures that would kill you? Well, they wouldn't kill me. I'm way bigger than their normal prey, and I've got tools. But yeah, we respect them. We study them. We admire them. She paused, thinking. Oh man, you guys are going to love this. We domesticated them. The silence that followed was absolute. You what? Zilax finally managed. Domesticated them. Well, wolves specifically. About 30,000 years ago, we took wolves, apex pack predators, and selectively bred them into dogs. Now we keep them in our homes as companions. We feed them, play with them, let them sleep in our beds. There are like 900 million dogs on Earth living with humans. Emma pulled up images on her datapad. This is my dog, Bear. He's a German Shepherd, which is a breed we specifically designed to be large, intelligent, and protective. He sleeps on my couch and eats better than I do. The image showed Emma with her arms around a large canine, both of them clearly relaxed and happy. The dog's teeth were visible in what Emma probably thought was a friendly expression. To Zilax, it looked like a predator defending its kill. We also domesticated cats, Emma continued cheerfully. Smaller predators, ambush hunters. There are like 600 million of them living with humans. We think it's cute when they bring us dead animals as gifts. Oh, and we keep snakes, lizards, spiders, sometimes even big cats if you've got the permits and space. My cousin runs a wildlife sanctuary with 3 rescued lions. Rahil's image was flickering badly. Commander, I need to pull up human evolutionary data immediately. Do it, Silax ordered, his mind reeling. Prey species didn't domesticate predators. Prey species ran from predators, hid from them, built defenses against them. They certainly didn't invite them into their homes and call them family. Commander, Rahil's voice was shaking, I've got the full evolutionary profile. Humans they're not prey, sir. They're apex persistence predators. I'm sorry, what? Emma leaned forward with interest. Rahil's data streamed across the wall monitor. Forward-facing eyes for depth perception in pursuit. Bipedal locomotion for endurance running. Eccrine, sweat glands across the entire body for thermal regulation during extended chases. Reduced body hair for heat dissipation. Spring-like ligaments in the legs for efficient distance coverage. They're built for persistence hunting, pursuing prey over vast distances until the prey dies from exhaustion. Oh yeah, that's true, Emma said casually. Humans have the best endurance of any Earth predator. We can outlast horses, wolves, pretty much anything. Our ancestors used to just pick an antelope and follow it for like 8 hours in the hot sun until it collapsed. Then we'd kill it with rocks or spears and eat it. Your species weaponized jogging, Caldra said in horror. I mean, when you put it that way, it sounds scary, but yeah, basically, we're really good at not stopping. It's why humans do ultramarathons for fun. That's running for 100 miles or more. Some people run across entire deserts as a hobby. Zilax's claws were fully extended now, scoring marks in the conference table. Ms. Johnson, let me be certain I understand. Humans are apex persistence predators who evolved to chase prey to death through sheer endurance. You then developed tools and weapons to make hunting more efficient. You domesticated competing predators and turned them into companions. You mark yourselves with predator imagery as decoration, and you consider all of this normal? Well, yeah, Emma looked confused by the question. I mean, we're omnivores, so we eat plants too. But yeah, humans hunt. We've always hunted. Some of us still do it for food, but mostly it's for sport now, or wildlife management, or just because it's traditional. My dad takes me deer hunting every fall. It's bonding time. Sport, Zilax repeated. You hunt for entertainment. Sure, lots of people do. Deer, elk, wild boar, sometimes bear if you've got the permits. There are whole TV shows about hunting. We've got stores dedicated to selling hunting equipment. It's a massive industry. Rahil's voice cut through Zilax's spiraling thoughts. Commander, there's more. Human history is extensive, warfare spanning their entire civilization. They didn't just hunt animals, they applied persistence predation tactics to each other. Prolonged sieges, attrition warfare, exhausting enemy supplies. They literally hunted other humans to death using the same techniques they used on prey animals. Oh yeah, human history is super violent, Emma agreed cheerfully. We spent like 10,000 years figuring out increasingly efficient ways to kill each other. Swords, arrows, guns, bombs, chemical weapons, nuclear weapons, we got real creative with it. That's actually why we're so big on peace now. We got really good at warfare, and it scared us. So we built international laws and peacekeeping forces to stop ourselves. She said it the way someone might discuss outgrowing a hobby. Casual acknowledgement of species-wide predatory behavior, followed by a shrug and a smile. You built civilization to restrain your predator instincts, Zilax said slowly. I guess. We're predators who developed empathy, which is kind of a weird combination. We understand that our prey suffers, we know what fear feels like, we can conceptualize death and pain, but we still hunt anyway because we're really good at it and part of us likes it. Emma tilted her head thoughtfully. I think that's why humans are so big on ethics and morality. We know we're dangerous, so we made rules to control it. Caldra had both sets of hands pressed to the table, stabilizing herself. You're apex predators who evolved guilt. That's actually a great way to put it, Emma laughed. Yeah, we're apex predators who feel bad about it, so we overcompensated by developing philosophy, religion, art, and complex social structures to channel our predator instincts into productive activities. Like what? Arhill asked, morbid fascination overcoming scientific protocol. Oh, tons of things. Competitive sports, that's ritualized hunting and combat. Business, that's resource competition with rules. Politics, that's dominance hierarchy management. Even our entertainment reflects it. We write stories about hunting, fighting, surviving, competing. Our heroes are usually the best hunters or warriors. She gestured to her tattoo. Hence the predator imagery. We admire strength, skill, efficiency. We respect the hunt even when we're not actively hunting. Zilax felt his entire understanding of galactic sociology restructuring in real time. Ms. Johnson, when your species applied for diplomatic contact, you presented yourselves as peaceful, civilized, interested in cultural exchange and mutual cooperation. Yeah, we are all those things, Emma said, looking puzzled. We're also predators. Those aren't mutually exclusive. We can be peaceful and civilized because we're secure apex predators. We don't have to prove we're dangerous. Everyone who ever competed with us is extinct or domesticated. We can afford to be nice. The casual confidence in that statement was more terrifying than any threat. Prey species bluffed and postured. Predators didn't need to. Emma Johnson sat in a room full of aliens who could physically overpower her, completely relaxed, discussing her species' capacity for violence the way someone might discuss the weather, because she wasn't afraid. Apex predators weren't afraid. Commander, Kaldra said quietly, we need to update our threat assessment. Agreed. Zilax pulled up the treaty documents. Ms. Johnson, I'm going to be direct. When we invited humans to join this territorial agreement, we believed your species was harmless. Prey animals who had developed technology but retained prey instincts. We were wrong. Oh, Emma's eyes widened. Oh, you thought humans were prey because we're social and friendly? She started laughing, actually laughing, head thrown back in genuine amusement. Oh man, that's hilarious. Wait until I tell my book club. They're going to die. Your book club, Zilax said carefully. What do you read? Oh, everything. Lately we've been into survival guides and historical hunting techniques. Last month we did a deep dive on tracking methods used by indigenous hunters. Before that, it was a series on military strategy throughout human history. We like learning new things. Of course they did, because even human hobbies involved maintaining predator skills and studying warfare. Ms. Johnson, I need to ask, does your species pose a threat to the Corthian people? Emma's expression shifted to something more serious. No, humans don't want conflict. We want trade, cultural exchange, friendship. We've spent the last few centuries learning to control our predator instincts and channel them into productive cooperation. We're really good at cooperation too. It's a pack hunter trait. She leaned forward. But I'm not going to lie to you and say we're harmless. We're not. No apex predator is. We're friendly because we choose to be, not because we have to be. The honesty was somehow more reassuring than false promises would have been. Prey species lied to avoid conflict. Predators could afford to be truthful. Understood. Zilax made rapid updates to his data pad. In that case, I'm recommending several changes to the treaty terms. Oh? Emma looked interested rather than defensive. First, expanded territorial access for human settlements. If you're apex predators, you'll need more range than we initially allocated. Second, humans will be invited to join the Galactic Hunting Council. We should have member species who actually understand predation. Third, we'd like to establish a cultural exchange program. Corthian hunters could benefit from learning human tracking and pursuit techniques. Emma's smile was bright and genuine. That sounds great. I'd love to share some techniques. Fair warning though, persistence hunting requires really good cardio. You guys might need to work up to it. We'll manage. Zilax extended his hand in the human gesture Emma had offered earlier. She shook it firmly, the grip of a creature that had never doubted its place in the food chain. As Emma gathered her materials, chatting happily about the treaty details, Zilax watched her with new understanding. The casual demeanor wasn't ignorance or weakness. It was the ease of unchallenged dominance. The friendly openness wasn't vulnerability. It was the confidence of a species that had no natural predators because they were the natural predator. The tiger tattoo wasn't decoration. It was a statement of identity. I am the hunter. 3 hours later, Xilax transmitted his final report to Corthian High Command. Species reclassification required. Humans are apex persistence predators with fully developed empathy and self-restraint. Classification should read apex predator, culturally dormant. They pose no immediate threat but possess significant capacity for violence if threatened. Recommend updating diplomatic protocols. Never assume human weakness based on friendly social behavior. Human hobbies frequently involve predator skill maintenance, hiking, camping, hunting, tracking, competitive sports. Human body modification often references predator species they admire or have historically dominated. Proceed with caution and respect. They are not prey animals playing at civilization. They are predators who built civilization to restrain themselves. He attached images from Emma's social media, photos of her successful hunts, her with her dog, her practicing at a shooting range, her running a marathon, her reading books about survival tactics. Every image reinforced the same truth: apex predator maintaining peak readiness while pretending to be a librarian. Kaldra appeared at his office door. "Commander, the database update is ready. How should we classify the tiger tattoo incident?" "As a warning," Xilax said, "to anyone who might mistake human friendliness for weakness. They mark themselves with predators because they identify with predators. They are what they display." His communicator pinged. A message from Emma. "Hey, forgot to mention, I'm getting another tattoo next month, thinking about a wolf pack this time. Wolves are cool. Also, if you ever want to go hunting together, let me know. I've got extra gear and I'd love to see what Corthian prey animals are like. Could be fun." Could be fun. She wanted to hunt on an alien world as a recreational activity. Xilax flagged the message for the High Command. Below it, he added a single note. The most dangerous predators are the ones who domesticated themselves. Emma Johnson whistled cheerfully as she walked back to her hotel, already planning her next tattoo. The negotiations had gone well, better than expected. The Corthians seemed nice once they got past the initial awkwardness. Maybe she'd bring her rifle collection photos to the next meeting. Aliens always thought Earth weapons were interesting. Behind her, in the Corthian Command Center, 40 years of predator-prey classification protocols were being completely rewritten. The prey species had finally realized they were negotiating with apex predators, and the apex predators had offered them friendship, which was somehow more terrifying than if they'd offered war, because friendship was a choice, and apex predators were very, very good at making strategic choices.